Hello everybody. So I've seen so many questions about how people mix their paints and so forth, and I probably do mine differently than most YouTubers and other creators, but this is how I do mine. So and you can use any house paint, but I really like this Color Max, this Krylon Color Max. It just gives a good consistency. It covers the canvas well. And so what I do is I always use a strainer in case there's any floaters. And the stuff that I use, it lasts for quite a while. But I use 3 scoops of the Krylon. Clean my little measuring cup off. And I mix my paints the day before I paint. This gives your paint a chance to settle. Less air bubbles. All right, then I use the Behr 7300. It has no color pigment in it. And so I used 3 of the Krylon and then 4 of the Behr. And I'm not even sure what, there's a piece of my hair. I have long hair and I shed. I guess this is like a ½ gallon size container that I use. Okay. And then I use Floetrol or any pouring medium you can use. I use Deco Art sometimes. It just depends where I'm shopping at. All right, and then 1, 2. Okay, there's 5 of the pouring medium. Okay, I also use this Artist Loft. It's a soft body paint, which helps your paint flow also. You don't have to use this stuff. Like I said, this is how I do it. And I'm going to use 2 scoops of that. And again, this stuff goes a long way. I know it's like quite a lot of implements that's going into this, but I just find that it helps my paint flow better and stretch better. Alright, and then again, this is simply acrylic. I believe I got this at Michael's. And again, you can use any white paint, black paint, whatever your color you're using for your base. Alright, and I probably just do like 3 or 4 squirts in there. Okay. And then I use this Minwax Water Base Pre-Stain Conditioner. And that just conditions your paint a little bit more. And I'm probably not doing these videos justice. I'm just beginning. But, you know, sometimes we have to step out of our comfort zone in order to succeed. And so that's what I'm doing. So what I do is I take a pipette. This is a used one. I take a pipette. Oh, let's get a different one though. It's not working. Here's one. And I just fill it up. And I use 2 squirts of the conditioner. And again, you can see how full this is. I've had this probably 6 months already. I've had this for about 6 months. I've had this for about 6 months as well. So I would say I get over half a year out of the stuff that I use. And then also for people just starting out, to run out there and have to buy all kinds of stuff, it gets very expensive. So what I've learned is to use what you've got. So I save containers. I have spaghetti jar containers, soap containers, whatever you have. You know, you don't have to go out there and spend a bunch of money on different containers and so forth. And so, and then I just, you'll learn as you go, you know, do a little bit of water at a time. And then after you've done it a while, whatever style you go with, you know, you'll create your own style, your own way of doing things. And, you know, I had put a post on Facebook about how when you watch so many creators on Facebook that you expect to see your stuff come out like theirs, and when it doesn't, you know, it's disappointing. And then, you know, sometimes, you know, I've been there, you want to give up and throw in the towel because you're like, why isn't mine coming out like theirs? Well, guess what? You're not them. And so, that's one thing I've learned, is to stop trying to be like everybody else and be myself. And that's not quite enough water. We're going to just keep going. And what I do is I just put a little bit of water at a time, mix it. And again, you'll get the feel of your consistency of what you're looking for. Hold on, let me move this stuff out of the way. Don't fall. Put you over here. I hope you can see everything and hear me okay. And this mixture that I'm doing, this will cover, I'll probably get 4 to 5 paintings out of this as my base coat, just, you know, for my base. And then for my colors, a lot of times I'll use my paint, whatever color paint I'm choosing, a little bit of pouring medium, which is your Floetrol, or again, you can get, you know, as long as it's a pouring medium. And then a little bit of water, and sometimes I'll add the acrylic, polyacrylic. And again, I've had this for about 6 months and it's more than half full. And I just put like maybe a dropper full, or half a dropper full actually, in my paint, because I use small paint cups for my colors. And tomorrow I will be doing some painting, so I will do another video on how I do those. And I don't focus on a bloom or dirty pour. There's so many different techniques that's out there, but when I paint, I just go with what I feel in my spirit. And what I do is I have people pick 5 colors, and I'll go into that later, but they choose 5 colors, and you know, you'll think, well, those colors aren't going to go good together, but you'd be amazed how beautiful they come out, and it's their colors. So it's special to them. It means something to them. And then also just sometimes I'll just paint what I feel, that I'm not, you know, painting for somebody else. And but that's the amazing thing about it. It's art. And, you know, if you don't like something, you can always scrape it and start over. And then what I do is my colors, again, here's an old cottage cheese container, and all my colors, my drippings and stuff like that fall off my paintings, or that's left over in my cups that I don't use, that I'm not going to use again, I pour them into a container, and then later on they become a base coat. Here's a painting right here. This was from, the base coat on this is from leftover paint. So, you know, things really don't go to waste. And, you know, and that's the thing about, that drew me to starting. I've only been painting for 2 years. And that's what drew me to paint, was that I like a challenge, number 1, but number 2, it's just so relaxing, and it's fun, and it's something that you create. All right, we're just about there. Do it. And so tomorrow, once this settles, it'll thicken up just a little bit, so I'll come back and add a little bit more water to it. But let's see if you can get in there and see it. So what I'm looking for is a little bit of a trace. You don't want a heavy trace on your base. On your colors, the way I do it on my colors, I look for a heavier trace in my paint, because when you put it down on your base, the ingredients that I use it helps your paint to flow. So when you go and blow it out, or swipe it, or tilt it, however you do it, your paint will move properly. I don't know if you can see the trace in it. But yep, that's right. Okay. And again, that amount of paint right there, I will get probably four paintings out of that. Maybe 5, maybe a small one. And that's going to be the paintings that I'm going to be doing will be (16 by 20s). See if you can see that. I'll be doing 16 by 20s. Oh, and also, if you don't know, you can go, hold on. Every other week, Hobby Lobby has sales on their paintings, their canvases, 40% off. This week is their sale week. And then they also have 40% off of their Master Touch paint this week. And then, let me see, where was I going with that? Yeah, so Master Touch paint was on sale also, 40% off. So that's the time when you go shopping and go looking. And another idea you could do is, if you're, for beginners that you want to just practice, go to a Goodwill or a store like that and buy you some old paintings and practice over them, you know, and, you know, don't limit yourself because you feel like you can't afford to do it or so forth. So, but anyway, so that's my base coat mixture, and I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope I didn't ramble too much, and stay tuned. Tomorrow I will have another one come out on mixing my colors, and then we'll have fun and paint. All right, everybody have a good night. Thank you.